Hey folks, welcome to the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. I am indeed the mediocre one, as you could just tell. Excuse me. So, want to say thank you for the support on my last video. I didn't think it was going to do nearly as well as it's been doing. Well over 1,000 views now. A lot of likes, a lot of comments. I spent like my whole evening after work responding to comments, which is weird for my videos. I don't usually get a lot, but that's it. Thank you very much. I'm very, very humbled. 20 new subscribers today. Also, thank you very much for that support. So, what constitutes getting a gig for a band? I find that a lot of the bands, and a lot of my friends who play in bands, like the thing that we all have in common, I like to call us the underdog bands. And we're the bands that get overlooked a lot of the time, not because of where we are in the grand scheme of things, musically and ability wise, but because we don't have the right name, we don't have the fabricated hype, and we don't have the right coattails to ride. And that happens a lot. And it was proven last week at a pub here in the city when some guy, I'm not going to mention names or the club or pub, but whatever the fuck you want to call it, decided to go on a tirade and tell people to shut the fuck up while he was performing and drink their drinks and get the fuck out and go to another club. Um, because that's really insulting to the people in the venue, but it's also insulting to us, the people that can't get gigs in certain places, because these people take up all of the gig real estate. I don't even know if that's a fucking phrase. Maybe I just made that up. I don't know. But anyway, these guys get all the gigs because they got the hype, they got whatever, and they're just fat, drunken, belligerent dicks and no talent. Hang out and have another person with no talent in their so-called band, and because they ride the coattails of somebody's older brother, who's St. John's famous. Um, then the underdog bands, we get nothing. And let's clarify what an underdog kind of is here. An underdog is always the smallest dog in the fight. It's the one you don't expect to win, but it's the one that never gives up, right? It never gives up, and it's always probably got the biggest fight in them. Might not be the biggest dog in the fight, but has the biggest fight in the dog. You know what I mean? Whatever that saying goes. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot of those bands that are scraping for gigs. We got a lot of talent, and it's not just in cover band land. Another thing I just invented. Pretty cool. Anyway, it's not just with us. There are original artists, I've spoken on this before, who can't get radio play, they can't get on the stage, can't get on the radio, can't get anywhere. Because you got these guys recording their covers and are all over radio. I don't know if it's because Newfoundlanders aren't used to new things and we don't like change and we like keeping things the same. Really don't know. That's what it seems like to me. And that was what I did in a video a while ago, is why the bands all play the same fucking songs and we don't get to venture outside of that. Because Keith Bishop made a comment, actually, former owner of CB Music, and said once upon a time about rock shows. But this is where we are, and this is why we are in this situation. But anyway, back to the underdog bands. We're fighting for gigs and can't get them because we got people that necessarily shouldn't be getting on the big stages, and they are. And bands that once upon a time were getting on the big stages are no longer getting there, and they're getting cut out of it because it's the same four fucking people, and or four artists or bands and entertainers or whatever, and they're not that talented. You know, we've got people on this island that are like immensely talented. I always talk about him, and Jason March from Reed's Music, monster musician, great guy. Sean Butler runs Frequency Music, music school and jam space here in Paradise. Monster friggin' musician. And these guys are fighting for the same gigs everybody else is. Sean's got a band called Black Cherry. Man, the talent in that band, like, I don't even have words to describe it. They got keys, bass, great guitarist in Sean, great bassist. They've got a good drummer. Their singer is incredible. And yet, they should be getting the main stages for that type of music. Hands down, there's no doubt. You got guys then like Jeremy Kyle Dix. I don't know, I know Jeremy's had a few bumps in the road, but he seems to be bouncing back. I've never heard anybody, maybe Tyler Young, another guy who's doing all the tribute stuff, who, once again, these two blow you away with vocals. It's unreal how great these guys can sing. Unreal. Like scary unreal. That's how good they are. But instead, we give it to people who can't sing, literally can't sing and can barely play an instrument. And we give it to people who, because they've got great incomes, record polished albums. And we give them main stages on everything. And people who are talented get overlooked. So what constitutes getting a gig and what's actually going to get you the gig here are two different things. And that's what I wanted to touch upon today. It kind of goes with the bedroom guitar players. And, you know, the ones that I mentioned that were humble and great guys, great people, I'm not going to say guys, but great musicians and great people, but just don't have the time or confidence to be out there. But my quote was they would shred the tits off a cow, those people. And it's not just guitar, it's any instrument. But we have that going on in our island right now because they're being smothered by people that are even more mediocre than I am. So let that sink in for a minute. In certain cultures, it said you need a community to raise a child. Well, you know what? You need a community to raise support for us as well. If it's good for one, it's good for all. And nobody seems to get that through their skull here. It's, instead of having a community, it's all a competition to see who's going to get the gig and the best fucking Facebook status. And we need to stop that. We need to start supporting each other in rebuilding what was a healthy scene for everybody once upon a time. And now it's not for anybody, okay? The Irish guys, they have their 3 or 4 little Irish corners down there that they can play. But that's pretty much it for them as well, you know? And they're sharing the stage. They're not getting full nights in a lot of cases. They're sharing the stage and getting smaller payouts. So everybody needs to support everybody. And that's it, okay? So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Please subscribe to my channel. Love everybody. Thanks.